All right, what do we want to pick off now?
County commission's easy.
Yeah, let's just pick off county commission.
Mr. Hyde
Pick it off.
asked us to, because Mr. Hyde is the one, for county commission, you asked us to go ahead and put your budget in for county commission this year.
There's your budget.
Yeah, I think that would be good. Put in about $75,000 travel.
Well, I mean,
We're done.
well, I mean,
You don't want to go down there again, do you?
we contacted Mr. Hyde and he wanted us to go ahead and work up the numbers for county commission, but you guys need to look at it closely because, Mr. Hyde's your chairman, the one presenting, but we worked up the numbers of what we thought based on your, spending patterns, you know.
So yesterday, we talked about the chamber equipment. Buttons at work,
Correct.
mics at work, audio that people could see. A USB where citizens that want to come in and show us something would work. And we said we would put it in the county commission budget.
Correct.
I mean, unless, we all voted we wanted to improve that.
We do.
We do. So is this the one where it doesn't show the vote until, like, after everybody's voted?
Actually-
Everybody cast a vote, and nobody sees.
Nobody's-
Actually, I suspect that the system we have would do that if some parameters would set. There's a setting in it.
There's a setting that it will stay
Not
up.
everybody sees the vote until
Yeah, I figured there was.
everybody's voted, so you can't see who's all voting.
You can't break sunshine, because that's what happens. I'm not saying anybody would. I mean, I wouldn't be tempted, would you?
No.
Nobody would. You know what we talk about with internal controls, we don't want to tempt anybody.
We agreed, I mean, bottom line, we agreed with that.
So it's just a matter of cost. We have two systems in there. We have the video. I really don't know where the video is maintained for the main chamber.
I heard it was Ireland.
It's somewhere.
It's,
Netherlands.
Netherlands.
Netherlands,
Because we
There
had an
may
issue
be
with
a
exchange.
problem. I mean, there's no need to get in the weeds. There may be a problem with our old videos, but they could be a problem any day. So we have two systems. We have the video, and then we have the voting. And that's what we got going on right now. And the subscription fee, best I can tell,
Okay.
if we would change, it'd be about the same, but we got equipment or,
Gotta change
we got
it.
some logistics to work out. But something needs to be looked into.
So,
I think you
all
guys
right,
changed the
so
audio.
we're good on this one?
We got a new amp.
How much would we put?
They changed the
I have no idea what we want to put in there.
What those amps, did they finally come in, or they still?
The new amp is there.
They do them?
You know, our problem, and I've talked to Carolyn a lot about this, is the microphones just don't pick up, and if you turn them too high, it creates feedback through its own speaker. So she's gotten prices on extended goosenecks. They're like $200 a pop. And, but if you built a little pedestal, which Matt was using the pedestal, that's as high as we can go.
No, it didn't.
It helped a little bit, but
Minimally.
we,
I just speak softly.
well, we just, and that's the thing, is you just gotta know how to play a mic and speak loudly in it. And it's hard when we're trying to be respectful and stand up, and
You have to lean.
we're that far away from
Jamie
it.
teach me.
What about the units you wear? What about those? No, I mean like the wireless units you wear.
He'd
Huh?
say,
No, like the wireless units
he'd
you wear,
say,
put it on your mouth, and that get rid of all the echo.
It's probably-
I'm not exactly tall now either.
What have you thought about those?
See you up.
Portable units you wear? They would get rid of the echo.
I've seen other counties with mics that they're picking up.
You could pick those.
Yeah, what about, you have to wear a little thing and
Of course,
they get rid of echo.
If they would work though.
This, we're getting a raise as a general.
Yeah.
What about
I think if
budget?
you wear
So-
those right.
What's the number, let's throw a number at it.
So here's the thing, I think that the hardware in there, when they got it in 2018, and it's been a minute since I looked at the number.
It's like 100,000.
Yeah, it was 100,000. The equipment, and this is the button pushing and stuff, not the video.
Can I make some calls and we can?
Yeah.
We need a number though here.
We've
As long
got
as you
until
guys
August.
want is actually the-
Well, let's put a number in here as a
Your
placeholder.
meeting
Okay.
makes
So like, let's say
16.
150?
Is it the audio?
That's as good as anything.
All right.
That's as
We
good
just want a
150.
placeholder.
Is the voting system fine, or is it the audio, the video, or the voting?
The,
all?
Voting
who
system
knows?
breaks.
The breaks.
Buttons break, the thing.
And you can't always hear.
Now, they're
There's
working right
something
now,
breaks every
but-
single time.
And my priority would be that when people at home watch it, they can see what's going on. When the citizen came in with his USB and he wanted to explain, I mean, this is 2024, we couldn't let the man throw his image up on the screen.
So let's use 150 as a placeholder and anything else.
Why
on
shouldn't we see if
I don't-
IT can send, get specs
What?
from
That wasn't because
David?
it's.
Yeah, that's fine.
We could bid it, put an actual.
Yeah, we can do that. I'm just using placeholder for now.
That could have.
Let's do that.
Through August, we can bid it.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll make some calls.
Should they want to?
So-
Capital.
Yeah, when we put that in the capital projects fund.
Oh, that'd be a good place, because we need to burn that.
Well, not burn that, but.
But, well, I mean,
It'll
we're gonna
take your
burn,
operating
but it's a
Can we put
better
it in the
spot.
capital projects
That's fine.
fund?
Put it in the capital project. Zero that out.
As you recall, I wanted to put it in the clerk, and you told me
Anything
no.
else on this one?
Terry, do we want to add some travel
Anything else?
For,
for commissioners?
my training comes out of my pocket. A lot of it.
I've heard arguments both directions on this. I'm agnostic on it. Do we want to put travel in the travel budget?
No.
Yes.
Yes,
All right.
on training.
So let's take a vote on it.
I mean, y'all vote the way you want.
Everybody votes on this. Everybody votes on it. All in favor of travel budget. 1, 2, 3, 4. All against? 3, 4. We're overruled. So there you go.
And it's
How
not
much do you
travel.
want? That's a good question.
You got. I mean, I voted yes. You got.
Don wanted $75,000.
And again, it's not travel, it's training.
It's training.
This
All right,
is the
what's
fees
what
for
do we
actually
wanna
the.
add?
Well, some of us get more education than others.
That's true.
That's
And,
never a bad thing.
and I'll tell you, like I've told Mr.
That's
Hyde,
good, but you know, I'm not in it for the money.
All right, wait. All right. So what's the number we want?
I know she is.
well, there's 24 of us.
Obviously is.
500 each.
Well, the older commissioners don't take the training.
I'm gonna use your money, Mr. Hyde.
I don't go to.
Hey, one thing to consider is that if
There needs to
they
be 10
pass
in
the
there.
bill in the state legislature, because we are required, if you were elected in 2018, you're required 8 hours
And then
of training, and if you finish that training every year, the county will be responsible for paying each commissioner $600 per year for finishing that. So I say 10 grand goes in that, I
It's
don't
up.
know.
We don't know if it
It's-
passed.
It's still in the thing, but if it passes, then you've got the pad.
It used to have 10 in
All
there.
right. So
That's-
we'll go
We
back.
have training that's required
We'll go
for
back to
planning
10,000.
commission as well.
We'll go back to
Yes,
10,000.
and for board design.
That sounds
appeals,
reasonable.
yes.
We'll go back to 10,000. Go back to what it used to be.
We don't.
I made you a smarter commissioner now.
But
We don't have to pay for the training, but we have to take the time.
All right. Okay, so are we good
But
with
that's
this
not
one?
even 500. You offered us 500 a piece a minute
No, we
ago.
said 10,000. We said, I said everybody was gonna be
It's
10,000.
part of the.
Everybody's gonna be 10,000?
No, not
That's what you just said.
We went to what it used to be, what it used to
The
be.
entire commission.
Entire commission.
Yeah, I believe it used.
Can I
to
have yours, Jeremy?
don't
Can I have
know.
your share?
So, all right. So we're good with that. We agree that one out. Let's do, did we do building and codes?
Yes.
Yes, we did
Yes.
that.
County
Register-
attorney,
County
No, let's
attorneys-
do, I'm just going down this list. Let's do register of deeds.
Well, county attorneys.
they're next.
Oh, you're, okay, I'm doing it.
And you already adjusted the salaries on that one.
All right, well, yeah, that's right. So let's just finish him up on his operational. Because we are close with him.
So much.
I just need to
Let's-
find the
hold on,
page,
let me
please.
look over here. I'm just looking at.
That's salaries.
No.
What page are we on? Anybody got a page?
We cut a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it is
Let's small numbers. Go down, scroll.
30.
Thought we did county attorney yesterday.
35?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, ma'am.
That's his, that process of
Data processing
equipment
equipment.
to.
That's where you're gonna get rid of the.
They need to
hours.
get rid of those.
Remember, we talked about that
Yeah, we did. All right.
It's
That's fine.
fine.
That's fine. All right, are we good with this?
Yeah.
Green this one.
We do.
Well, I wanna look at it. I'm still
Uh,
playing pages here.
we,
Sorry.
well, I'm just going down the list here. I thought we were trying to do EMS and Sheriff Big. I thought we were trying to do get some of the smaller ones off the way first.
I was
Like
going to
register.
do share at least before Terry left, since she worked on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. You wanna do, because you're leaving before, we can do, let's do Sheriff. You guys will probably appreciate it.
Yep, just like that.
We'll do Sheriff. Okay, so so here's the thing with sheriff's department, so they got
I can't, like,
some raise last year. I'd like to just go down and do a spot check on the, or do a market check on, from the bottom up, patrol, jail, and then supervisor level,
It was a
and just kind of see where we're at.
probably more than that.
Because jail, I feel like when we
What
looked
page?
at this, patrol was
this is killing
actually,
me.
was a little over, but jail was right in there.
It's killing me.
It might be.
Patrol.
What-
Are we doing
Patrol
Jessica,
officer,
help me
they
hold my
have
hand. Where's the sheriff's?
58, 822 for the median.
And where are we
It's
at?
killing me.
Vacancy.
There, I see it
Hey,
now,
let me-
57.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So,
No, no,
okay,
it's
can you
okay.
scroll down real quick?
I think I'm getting it.
And that would
Matt's
be
already 5
2020.
pages ahead of me.
And so, so here's, so these are deputies here, scroll down a little bit, so you're at 60, so some of them are, so we're between 62 and 72, hold on, what's,
Is 58.
what number are you, what page are you,
Page 1, it has patrol officer, deputy.
where's top line and bottom line here?
The bottom for like the median for the, say, years through to 10 was 58, 822, and then the top end median was 75, 837.
I mean, so, I mean, that's, they're pretty close.
COLA there.
So, their highest deputies are, I think I saw a 75 in there. And let's see how long they've been there. There's a
71.
there's 72, 71, 72, and that person's been there for 12 years. So, that's, the sheriff, just look at patrol, maybe.
74.
So what's
That's- I
the,
mean,
what's the
honestly,
difference in
but
the
some-
deputies that, like, here we have line 62 and line 63. What's the difference between those two gentlemen? And
This-
one's not
this
even
pos-
started,
This position's vacant.
but
Or
we
it
just
was
raised
vac-
it.
It was vacant when we did
So they're all about.
this.
I mean, they're pretty close.
So are we giving the vacant position $12,000 raise?
Yeah, I don't.
Am I looking at that
So
right?
the COLA, they're all at market.
Eric's here.
Do you know why
That's
that's,
a question for Eric.
Eric said he can answer the 12 if you want to listen.
Yeah, what's
That's because we budgeted it step 10, that way if someone comes from Gallatin with 10 years of experience, we can pay them for 10 years of experience.
okay, so
And if
you're,
they come with 7, they'll go to step 7. If they come with 5, they'll go to step 5.
That was the one they wanted.
Police.
What about the one that's getting an $8,500 increase? Already at 69.
well, he's at 50, he's at 53, and they're asking him to go to 69, because that would be that one plus. the
Yeah,
5%
Eric, did you
COLA.
say a lot of these large raises were
Yeah.
raises
That person, yeah, he just got.
were for prior service that you got?
That's what I'm wondering.
Yes.
No, I'm just, if we're
He said.
looking at all departments and being fair, looking at market, I mean, right now, even
That's a-
pre-COLA,
yeah.
these are at the market.
Well,
This is
some
pre-COLA.
of, I mean,
I'm just,
coming from another agency.
if we're just being, we're looking at things, if we're doing the same thing for every,
no, I agree with you, I mean, it's like, there, but, I mean, the stuff is a range, it was kinda like when we were talking about with, Mr. Isbell's assistant, right? I mean, you could remove some of this and you'd be in market, but you could leave it and you'd be at the higher end of the market. It's not like they're way out.
Like to
I'm not
have
talking
room to
about comparing
grow.
COLA, because that's.
Why would
similar
somebody
to-
be getting 12,000 and they just came on board in 24?
Well, that would be.
So that one's
It's a
empty.
vacant position.
So, yes, and then when you see those, it's gonna be because someone with 20 years of experience has come from Gallatin to us and started at step 1 when we did the step scale
So
mid-year
it may be
adjustment.
new with us, but they already have.
Correct, so we, in this one, put them at the correct step based on their tenure and experience.
So you're asking basically if you had four levels of deputies and the deputy 4 would have 20 years of experience, you're asking for room for this to be a deputy 4 in case they show up.
Yes.
But if a deputy 1 shows up, you'll pay
They'll be
them.
paid 5.
So you're wanting us to give you a flexible position that could be all of those
Right,
things.
because
Isn't
for us,
that
it's
like-
It's much more efficient to hire
So,
somebody with experience.
But
I
we're
have a-
giving you,
I have a thought on this. Can we scroll down, so I have a thought on this, and it's, because this is a large, large department, and we could be here forever trying to micromanage this. I've got a thought.
Like 3 days?
Yeah, yeah.
You want-
we could. So, but let me give a thought on this. So we'll start with the COLA, leave the COLA, COLA's not going away. Can we look at the subtotal here? So, this requested 260,000. I would like to, look, we're trying to save here, and you guys have already had a good bump. I would like to maybe just give a haircut on that across the board, and then let the sheriff's department say, okay, so if we can cut that from 260 to 160, cut $100,000 off of it, or some amount.
68, if that's a new position.
What's that?
68.
Yeah, well, we need to talk about the new position, but we,
But
basically,
I
we.
think there's other things in there
But we
too.
can, but I'm saying we can just say, hey, look, we're gonna give you X amount, you figure out how to distribute how you wanna do that, as opposed to
But
going
that's-
line by line by line.
I mean, I'm fine with that, but I wanna say, you put Deputy Craddock and Mr. Long and I through 3 days of work, and now we're just gonna go, nah. So
Well-
next time, let's don't do that.
Well, I mean, look, that's a fair point, I mean, it's a fair
I
point.
mean, that was what it was.
So, I mean, or we.
And we did like several weeks before that.
I mean,
here's the
several,
thing.
we
Here's the
put
thing.
in,
Or we can, or
so
we
many
can-
hours, but if
we
that's
wanna-
what we're gonna do-
If we wanna do it, I mean, we'll need to, I'm good either
What is
way.
your suggestion? I don't understand what you're
Do
doing.
you wanna pull this out and
No,
have
no, I'm
the
just-
whole day?
I'm just pointing
I
out
can
that
tell you-
we shouldn't have done that if you wanna do
And unless
this.
Eric tells me different, I can kind of tell you part of the confusion going on right now. Okay, if you look at the patrol officers, or any of them, between each step, there's a 2% step. So if you're giving them 5 and they do a step, they're ending up with 7. So if you give them 3 and they do a 2-step, they end up with 5. That's part of the confusion. So you want to give them the step and the 5, or do you want to consider the 5 inclusive of the step and make it 3? That's the first question. The next one is something that was mentioned at the meeting. All the people are brought in with only service at the county. So where he's hit one of those big people, Beth, I don't care which one. What Eric's trying to say is like this person, 22, he may have came in with 8 more years of service, so he wants to give prior service. So you guys have to determine, are you willing to fund prior service? That's what Eric's asking today. And then going down. The other big cost factors are you willing to fund these employees? That's the 3 factors. That's why everything's
Maybe
getting
that's what we
muddy.
should do, is go to the new
And
employees.
then there's
first.
one more factor, they did not, and nobody in the county did for administrative or other than patrol. People that were basically road people, like the chief deputies or road officer, your patrol, your jail were funded. None of the administrative were put onto step scales or mechanics countywide. That's what he's asking for here, so you've got to determine, are you willing to fund that? That maybe can clear up part of the confusion,
Yeah.
unless I said it wrong, Eric, that's the big confusion here.
We
Is
never
what he's asking
intended to
for.
make steps, we just wanted to distribute the money to the spots that were under,
Yeah.
in comparison to the
To bring the
others.
market. And that's what the goal is.
But you're not appreciably above market with the, you're in market either direction when you look at those, right? I mean, there is a range. I mean, we're in market either way. The question is, we're trying to grow relatively slowly. I don't know.
Slowly, that's not a word we should use today.
We,
Grow slowly.
because we're not cutting. I mean, we have not.
Well, just
shrunk
not the
government.
slow word. I mean, it's a lot of numbers.
If we-
And I haven't had time since we saw it yesterday to.
That's the thing, unless we wanna go and do something, where you take this offline and try to hash through this all again, then we either
Well, I'm
go
not-
with this,
Well,
we.
let's-
I'm not
let's-
looking to
let's-
do that.
It's almost a $9 million increase in the overall budget ask. So let's put
It's-
that perspective versus the entire county, what we're trying to, it's like double what we're trying to do for the entire
No,
county.
but the majority of it, I mean, this is,
So
but right here,
Where we're
this
gonna
is
start back now.
huge.
You could start with this one on the sheet today.
Yeah,
Maybe
let's,
I'll try to look at this.
Tuesday, we're not meeting
Thursday.
Thursday the 16th.
It's on the
So it's 2 weeks
16th.
from now.
Sorry, but if you did this on Thursday, 16th, it would give you quite a while to look at these.
so, well, before we could do that, but can we analyze where the bulk of the money, because we're haggling over
It's a
here.
$9 million increase.
Well, no, but I'm like, where is that all coming from? Like, it's not all this.
Some of it is the new security for the courthouse and the new jailers for the courthouse is the big portion. So if you go down, He's asked for several security officers for the new, right here. That's a big hole.
Yeah, that's
You get going down
3/4
for here, and then you go into the jail, go back to the jail. These, because these are for that holding cell at the bottom of that new courthouse, the gift that keeps giving. It's given to you again.
But I mean, I got it, and Eric, you can yell at me here, but have we filled these?
Yeah, last year.
Did we fill all these up here?
No.
We didn't fill them,
We're
we-
currently sitting around 30 vacancies,
How many?
30, but I can't, if they were full, I can't pull 5 people from the current jail cell and put them in the courthouse. There
But
are
we-
standards and staffing levels that I have to have in the jail.
But we don't have bodies.
We're paying an exorbitant amount of overtime right now.
He's
And it's
transferring
coming
it
out.
all.
Well, so can what we do is, can we like bump these guys up so that can we change something about, take 5 of the ones that are not filled and shift those such that they would be able to handle the court? So that we're not adding a net new of 5?
And it was corrections last time that we found that was under market
Oh, I
the
know.
most.
Oh, I know.
mean, and
I'm not disagreeing with that.
I'm more than happy to shove like more jail
I'm not
money.
disagreeing with jails being under, I'm just talking about the numbers.
Yeah,
I think what he's saying, Matt, is that on the TCI standards, when TCI comes in and inspects their jail, they may not be full, they've got people working overtime.
Oh.
But he's showing TCI that we have how many ever,
This many spots.
this many spots, and we just can't fill
Okay.
them. If you no longer say, can't say you've got this many spots, you can't
I
fill
got it. So you
He's gotta show them.
have to show that you have a certain number that you are attempting to fill.
Well, they're gonna,
Okay.
they may decertify your.
well, how about we actually get them filled?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
You
maybe,
can't find them.
No, but because they're underpaid, I mean.
they're underpaid.
I'll
We
tell you a
had-
quick story. Literally last weekend, a guy who is probably the nicest guy we've ever had, is gonna get promoted, it was announced today, goes to lock a guy down, says nothing other than it's time to lock down, and goes to shut the door and he gets spit in the face. He can't do anything. No one wants to do that for $23.50 an hour. No one. So I can fill those, but
I
it's
know.
gonna take this. That's the nuts and
No,
bolts of
I
it.
don't think anybody's arguing with the pay for the jails. I think what the question, I didn't realize that you had to have that many number of slots in order to remain certified.
So
That's
it
what-
looks like those are coming up to market based on this, is what I'm looking at.
Those right there, what do you got on there?
The corrections, I'm talking about corrections, page 1,
Page 1.
jail corrections officer. So that is looking right in,
Yeah, the corrections,
so let's start there.
So let's just start with one
So,
category
That, we're starting there,
at jail.
yeah,
Thank
so what does
you.
that total look like of the increase? we
Seven
have
We're
hundred.
on page
for
1.
all of them?
321.
Just keep going down back to the total for the jail.
Page 1.
52,863.
424,879 addition to cost of living plus benefits, so that's just your cost of living is about four.
But the majority of that is those new positions.
Yes.
The majority of that is right here.
Right, and I think this other line's probably 1% because they had 1%.
So So I know we want to go through this one first, and I'm good, but there's a connection here. So you're also asking, if you go up to patrol, we're also asking for positions specific for the courthouse. So what I would like to do, because these guys down there are cheaper, is keep the jail folks, give them all 5 of that, but cut some of what we're asking for here.
So are these courthouse, you said they're in the courthouse jail?
No, the others in
These-
the courthouse jail.
These are the, which are the, and I'm sorry, it just keeps going up
These are the
and down.
courthouse jail, courthouse corrections officers. They're gonna
Okay.
handle the people who are in the courthouse.
And the correction officers that we,
No.
are the,
That's not, that's the jail.
No.
These are.
Court correction.
Oh, the whole
Court correction
cell, okay.
officer.
These are for the cells at the bottom of
Yeah.
the
Yes.
courthouse.
And I
They're
think we
working
should
in the
fund
courthouse.
all of these.
I agree.
I think we should fund all of these. The question, I think we can potentially cut some up at the top.
And then,
We need some.
how many do you have at the courthouse now? I know you got some last year. How many? Because I know that Judge McCormick, I mean, we've talked 3 or 4 times about the security at the courthouse and how she doesn't, well, how Murfreesboro does theirs and it's not secure and how many, and I'm sorry, my head is pounding. So, how many personnel do you have at the courthouse? I mean, we haven't opened yet, so we haven't heard.
Currently in court security, we have 18. I'm 99% sure that number's accurate.
18 in the courthouse.
18 employees in court security.
Does that count the jail people?
It does not count jail people. That is the
So-
current employees.
Is that gonna be at the front door doing security?
Yes. And originally, we thought we were gonna be able to reduce the amount of people on the front door because we were going from 3 separate courthouses to 1. Well, we're not, because there's 3 separate lines for people to come into the courthouse. So all 3 of those have gainful employment.
They did ask your opinion when they designed that, right?
No. No, but I'll tell you that even with these 7, Rutherford County runs 36 in their courts.
And you're looking at 18?
Well, 18
We're looking at
plus
18
5.
plus 7.
And then the 5.
7, and they run 36 as their total, that's their jail and their other?
Oh, so that's not counted on theirs, okay.
I'm sorry, that was 2 conversations at once.
I know, it's okay. Their 36 is both their security and their jail management at Rutherford?
They don't do jail management like this.
They don't have a jail underneath?
They do have a holding facility underneath.
Well,
but
they
have
do.
certified deputies up there, which will cost more.
I understand now. I've finally gotten to that point. So how are we getting away with 25 if they got 36? And I understand our courthouse a little bit bigger than theirs.
It is a little bit bigger.
Aren't you proud of that? A little bit bigger.
Yeah.
I think everyone can appreciate this. The sheriff tries to do as much as he can with his.
I understand. So how, I don't see you not Rutherford's cutting corners, from what I understand. From what the judges tell me, Rutherford's cutting corners on security, or they were.
Well, I won't speak for Rutherford County.
I know, let's don't speak of that. How do you know you got enough at 25 if they got 36?
Well, now that the courthouse is mainly constructed and we can walk through and put our eyes on it and know where we're gonna assign people and where people need to be, we think this is a good number.
So right
You're trying to add more
now,
positions, because that's what it sounds like you're trying to do.
That's.
I
That's what I'm
think,
hearing you
no,
say,
no,
so-
I think that we're gonna hear them once the courthouse opens. We're gonna hear them say they need another dozen people. That's why I'm wondering about the money now, because I think they're gonna need another dozen people, because if it takes 36 in Rutherford County, and they don't need to speak to it, but I was told they need more. They're
Have
in
they got
the,
their other floor open in Rutherford? Because they have another floor.
I'm not
that's
sure.
free.
They also do some
That
things in
may make
Rutherford
it
County that we're gonna not do.
they're gonna
We have an
find they
unfinished
need
floor.
more.
We have an unfinished unoccupied floor. I don't know if they do or
We
not.
can't fund their entire budget, they're asking.
I know, but I'm
Where are you
just,
gonna cut to?
well, I'm just saying, before we go giving out all these raises, if we're gonna need these additional positions, I'm just making you aware that,
I get that, but what I was gonna argue is that, like, if we're having a problem keeping people.
The priority is
like,
bringing the market.
we're gonna have to have the
like,
courthouse
I don't wanna
done.
lose people.
Priority is bringing to market. I mean, that's.
So, and, I mean, and I'll ask, I mean, everybody's answered the same way, but if you, and I'm not saying necessarily force that, but if you had to choose between reducing some of the new roles and keeping your raises, or, reduce some of the raises and get some new roles, which would you choose?
I don't think we can split the hairs.
so Eric, let me ask you a question. Right now, we've got the bowling alley, the juvenile court. Is there one courtroom there?
There's 2 and adult probation.
2 at adult probation, and then we've got the jail that's got 3 courtrooms? And we've got the old courthouse that has, how many courtrooms?
Judge Thompson, Judge Oliver, and Clerk Magistrate.
So go 3, 6, 7, 8, and an adult.
Some of these.
And that's 18 officers for basically 9
We
courtrooms?
gotta think we man all the doors.
What?
They transfer all inmates
They're
back
big.
and forth.
It would
I know, it's
seem
what
to
I
me
see.
like to go to the new courthouse,
them
it would
are-
be less of a load, but it's not, it's more.
I need more time, but
So
yeah.
we're manning 3 entrances now. We're gonna man 3 entrances at the new courthouse.
Right.
It's the same. You're not consolidating like we initially thought. There are
Yeah, we're
3
gonna-
lines
let's
when you
punch
walk in.
this.
Okay.
So
Okay. And then, do you have what, 1 officer in each courtroom?
it depends on criminal court, general sessions, but yes, minimum of 1 deputy.
Okay, where else do you have officers?
Roving assignments downstairs in the holding facility.
Okay.
Transporting inmates.
Transport.
And you would be amazed at how many people come out and say, hey, can you help me with this? Right?
Because that's who we ask, is
And
you guys.
what's a deputy gonna do? No, I'm busy with the judge? Absolutely not. We have to accommodate for that.
Yeah.
When is the courthouse open?
June
So
3rd.
let's,
June
so here's
8th.
what I would suggest.
June,
I
so the
would-
courthouse could open and we could still be looking at what
What-
actually physically happens.
what
Yeah,
I'm-
we have a plan.
Before the
What I'm
budget gets
saying here
done.
is that, and I'm just being real, we got like $5 to $7 million extra to play with. Like, unless we want to like be on a path to raise taxes, like, maybe not this year, but next year, this is gonna blow the budget out. I
Well-
mean, David, am I off?
We're gonna have to find some cuts somewhere.
Somewhere.
So it just
And
is what it is. And
can-
maybe we need more time with it.
We need,
We need
can
more
I
time.
ask you,
That's why I think this one may need to give you guys.
does
time
this
to look at it.
include the new judge that they wanna add?
Yes, 2 of those positions.
Maybe two.
Two of the
top 2.
criminal court deputy? Line two
So here's what I
sixty-seven.
suggest, let's do this, we're gonna punt this one to the 16th. We've scheduled that, gives everybody a chance to review this, come back with some ideas.
I'd like to see the courthouse open to see if the plan works before, I mean, I'm not ready to put a stamp on this. I mean, we got time, we don't have to stamp this thing until August. I don't wanna wait till August,
Well,
but I'd like to
we-
see how that courthouse is working before we
Well,
stamp this.
I get that but we do need to at least.
I think we work it.
We need to have it worked, and so we're gonna punt this to the 16th, and that gives us a couple weeks to look through this and come back with what, we think we can do. I've got a little bit of a head start on you guys, I think I know where we can do, but we need some more time, so let's punt this with the 16th. All right, go ahead.
I hate to bring up another point, but I was contacted by the director of schools, and he says to meet the timelines and to get the budget back to you guys, he does need some revenue numbers as soon as possible. And he does want to make you aware that he is taking a lot of pressure from the same wage and hour ruling that you've got, and there's a maternity leave ruling for males that's hit them really hard. And they were hit on their teeth because they tried to raise the teachers' raises earlier, is what he told me. Actually cost them a little bit of
Well,
money.
here's the
They
thing.
need some guys to work on.
I'm
the
just
budget.
being look, this is where we all gotta be honest with each other. Do we wanna go to the public with the tax increase?
No.
Okay. So, could we afford it potentially this year? Maybe, but we would spend off all of the excess that we had from our debt service, and we would begin to start dipping into reserves. And so that means that we would set up ourselves or the next commission for a tax increase in the future. It would absolutely put it, and I'm not talking like 5 years down the path. Now, again, I'm not saying like we have to always be where we're at, but I'm talking 2 to 3 years if we don't figure this out. So, the way, we've got a single pot, and we've got a $9 million ask from the sheriff's department, we've got several $1 million ask from the EMS, and we've got, $8 million that is currently, 8 to 10 that's currently going over from the schools. And if we spend all of that, well, we're gonna be on path, so we're gonna have to it's very difficult for me to give Scott a perfect answer on this until we figure this out.
Do they have what they need over there when he goes? I mean, are they dipping into their technology $7 million?
I did not ask for that kind of detail.
Well, we did that last year, and that's maintenance of effort plus 9. So the question is, this year, are we maintenance of effort
Well,
plus
that's-
10? That's the question.
That's my point.
Yeah.
We wanted to what we said we
We're
were
gonna
do
go
is try to
maintenance
figure all
effort, but
this
do we
out.
wanna go plus 10?
But now we've punted it, and just, what we need to say is, look, we're trying to figure out how to open this courthouse. I'm happy to call Mr. Lang for myself and say, look, after doing these numbers, we're trying to, I don't mean to say it this way, but like, the schools in the new courthouse are directly competing with each other, unless we wanna raise taxes.
And EMS,
So, and EMS, like, they're all.
emergency services and education.
So it just is what it is.
Yeah, you might want to call him.
I'll give him a call. So,
Do they have any more in reserve? I mean, I think when we pulled out the bleacher money out of the reserve, I think
They have some in
there's a
reserve.
lot more still sitting in
They have
there.
some.
$100 million.
I
But I
mean,
mean,
there's,
The bleachers that they don't have.
they're gonna be,
but
the
that
question there will be
$9
like, are they pulling out their surplus in their reserve? If they're still
well, if
under
it's
their
their surplus sitting over there and I need a court deputy,
That's right.
Their-
No,
their
I
surplus
agree.
has gotta
If they're
go.
still- If they're still under their surplus, there is zero reason not to give that to the county employees.
Well, not
If-
give, I mean,
But
it's
if they're,
services
if
we
they're dipping
need.
into their reserve, it's a little different, because then they're burning, they're still at a negative burn rate, because one is recurring, one is not. I'm thinking if there's surplus, if they're still under surplus revenue, which means that they are making money every year, then we shouldn't be any under. we
Nobody-
shouldn't be under
We're giving them
obligation.
$9 million more this year than they were budgeted.
Then they-
And that's what
yeah.
I was just gonna
Yeah,
ask. Is
that's
that-
true. It was right there.
That's still available to us, right?
It is,
What?
we're giving
No.
them 9 million this year from last year that they didn't ask for, because it's just,
It's in
It's a
the,
bonus.
it's in the formula.
So the question is,
Didn't change
so
it.
I just need to know what their burn looks like, I mean,
we're talking about next
You
year.
know, I think that if I was if I wasn't sitting here and I was a citizen at home, I'd ask you what their needs are to get the kids educated, not what they wanted to spend or how much I could give you to
I mean, well, let's
spend.
get real here, this is when I,
Yeah.
this is when I can, like, let me know what's up.
Oh, yeah.
There are gonna be 500 people in there who are told that,
We're red
you know,
shirts.
that we hate children. I mean, it's just the truth, and this is when I can be real testy about it, because it's the truth. And I'm not even blaming them, because they're looking out for their department. What I'm saying is it's just math. If we don't want to raise the tax levy, we're gonna have to figure out how to balance between, is it nothing more for the schools and all over here? Is it five more? I don't know.
So,
Our priority is the county at this point, because the schools has increased every year, back-to-back tax increases.
2
As
years
far
ago,
as-
25%
So, and
overall.
then they got basically drained at the county, and the state gave them $31 million more this past year than ever before as well. So, but what we've told people is our prioritization is bringing county departments back up to where we felt they never
Mhm.
went. So in my opinion, that's what I've told people, and that's my focus right now, is priority of county departments. County general.
I'm not gonna lie, look, I would like to be able to give them something more. I really would. I mean, I just
Not
made
saying we
it.
can't, but we need to make, like, we can't give that number until we
I
have
agree
figured
with
out.
you. I agree.
Yeah.
with you.
Our priority, that's our priority.
And
I agree with you.
And again, their number, it's their needs. What do they need? I mean, why do they need the number before they know how much they need?
So I gotta tell you, with only 2,000 more students in 10 years, I'm having a really hard time rationalizing the kind of raises they've gotten in the past. Not the teacher raises, but the entire school district.
Well, the majority-
43.5 million the year
The
before
majority of
last.
the thing, I mean, to be honest though, they're having the same problem with their custodial staff, et cetera, that we are, right? I mean.
Well,
they-
that's the problem, they've not brought their classified employees up at the same rate, so if we're talking about, if we have any money that's gonna come out of that local sales tax, that needs goes to our classified employees first, in my opinion.
Well, that's
We
the
can't rate that.
frustration, because a lot of these employees, and I've met with the mechanics and maintenance in the sheriff's department, and I'm not saying they said this, but you can read when you talk to them, and I'm not here to blame the previous commission, so I don't really want to take it from there, but you've watched Liberty Creek being built, you've watched the big courthouse being built, and the frustration is why, I mean, yeah, we needed a new school, maybe we needed a new courthouse, do we need it to that level of extravagance? That's
No.
Well, I
different
get it,
thing.
I agree with you. but
And
we
the
are where we are.
frustration is, let's take care of the people first. So to me, here's where I stand, can we, I would rather see us try to take care of the people and then take the goodies, like the extras that we do have in there and maybe scale it
Let's-
Our
back.
focus is county general.
So let's do this.
And I still want to see the courthouse open
We're
because I
punting
think
this.
he's gonna need
We
more.
can't give, I'll
We
call,
can't- we can't give
hey
it.
David, I'll call Mr. Langford. I'm gonna tell him, look, we're punting this. We won't know till the 16th because we gotta work our way through this. And that's just the way it is. Okay, where is the, all right, what do we wanna pick off
Your
next?
next one would be register deeds if you're going to
All right, let's do
small.
register deeds.
Jessica, I just can't do anything anymore. When he says something, would you just tell me a page number? This packet is,
36.
thank you.
I'll take page.
You're on page 37. Like, it's like page.
Yeah, it is 37.
Matt, when you talk to Mr. Langford, could you ask him what their long-term plans are for schools? Because I asked Dr. Phillips last year, and he told me that was school board business?
I'll ask what the, I wanna know.
We got to
That's
know.
really good to me too.
All right, I'm gonna ask what the burn rate is too, so, and I mean, look, if we know it's gonna, if we know that there's a caught between people who, we can't do a tax raise, we can't do stuff over the schools, and everybody's gonna hate no matter what we do, we're just gonna make the most logical decision.
Well, I would suggest that everybody go back and look at the budget hearings of 2020, because they sit down and said
I'll
no
ask.
money.
All right, I'll ask them, I'll give them a call. All right, let's continue to mush, registered deeds.
Let's see if we can see, the registered deeds is actually on there.
37.
Kind of
Oh, it's
trouble
on
she
there.
caused.
And it's here on page 3. And if you look, she's toward the middle, and it says that the average median for them, period, no matter how many years, is around somewhere around 50,000, 440 for their employees. And their chief deputy is somewhere around 81, 328, but that's about a year ago, so that's a year ago now.
What page is the comparison? Yeah, no.
Well,
Page
that's,
number- page
that's
number
3.
Page number 3 is where they're, I'm sorry.
So, so it's looking like, I guess they're asking that,
A5.
A5?
that the deputy register is at that 50-51 mark, right?
Look, here's the date.
Oh, where's Holly at? Oh, she's up, okay.
It's
Oh,
128.
128.
Yeah, look at her fully loaded.
The deputy clerk, is that the same thing as the deputy register, or is that?
Yes, that's all those deputy registers, except for the 79, and she would start somewhere above 81-ish, 81.
But the other ones are looking like they're at market with that, I guess, the total amount she's asking.
Pretty
Or
close.
unless you just, I mean, even they're still close at COLA, but.
Yeah, they have one, but if you look, that's from 1993, so you expect her to be somewhere up. I think it says 93. Does that say 93, Beth?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't even think we're gonna be able to cut enough even to, what did we start out saying we needed to cut 7 million just to make it into our
I don't
budget?
think we needed to cut 7, I think we needed to.
What did
cut
we
like-
say yesterday at the
I think it was like
beginning?
4.5.
David, when we
Yeah,
cut a
5.
salary, we also
can make
cut
that.
all of the.
I don't know.
We can make that.
Where are we at right now?
Social Security,
Well,
Medicare,
All that.
Let's see where we're at, I mean, we got it on
Yeah,
here.
everything but
Can
health
we-
and dental insurance.
Let's roll there. Let's see where we're at now. Hey, drum roll. We're gonna see how much we're over right now.
But we have not cut a salary. We've given everybody.
Yeah, Mr. Long, can you tell us what that number means?
That means that the difference between your revenue and expenditures are 7 million more dollars than last year. But
But,
if we
add in,
go,
Jeff.
if we go back to that letter to kind of show you history, we can kind of see how that compares you out to history.
But this doesn't take into consideration the 5 million recurring.
No.
So this 7.
The 5 million what?
that recurring that we're gonna pull from debt service.
Now let's-
So,
You know,
that's
I
really
feel really
more like
spongy
2.5.
about that.
But let's look at the context.
That's the only way we're gonna make this work.
You may want to look at the context of the 4 million right there. If you take out the budget and look on page number 7, it shows you for the last, since 2010, 22, what, 13 years? And you look at the first column that says 2010,
Mm-hmm.
that is your actual unassigned fund balance, which is totally non-restricted in any form. And that minus number is how much of difference between revenue and expenditures in the following year. So if you looked at 3, 4, has been pretty consistent, 3, 4, so that could potentially go up a little bit because where the amounts made up from is from 2 things. One is we do conservative revenue estimates, so we generally bring in extra revenues, and that may not always happen. But number 2, by law, nobody can spend all of their budget. So if you've got a $114 million budget here, and everybody spends 97%, you're gonna have over, what, $3 million right there. So if you gotta kinda take the $4 million right here into kind of context too. That is the difference between revenue and expenditure. And then kind of look at our pattern, even with that Variance, we're bringing in extra money because the economy's still been running pretty decent and had a pretty good amount of
Have we
turnover.
moved the money to capital yet, that we keep talking about, can we do that? Like,
Yeah, we can just do a flat movement, then I can readjust the actual details.
Yeah, that would be helpful, so we know how much. I think we've got about 2.5 million we have to left, but I think we're gonna make it. I don't think.
So how much would you want to move over here from debt?
5.
Okay, go up to property tax, and we're just gonna put a flat 5, and I'll do the distribution stuff
Yes.
later.
Can we do that before we
Yes.
move any
Let's
further?
do that.
Go over to revenues,
You
Beth.
realize at that point, things aren't as.
Go right there and then just put plus 5 million and then make it blue, well, I know what to fix later. Okay. And then, look down and see what our difference is, and then we'll go over to capital and do the same, and then take 10 million out of debt service. That'll put you to about 2.3 million. And then let's go over
Yeah,
to
that makes sense.
capital and add 5 million into the same revenue and minus 10 million out of
From this
debt.
budget?
From this budget, which will make it, because we started with about 4.
Let me think about this. We move 5 million over there and we have 10 million reoccurring. You actually want to shrink the existing balance too, because it's very large. So do you want to move
But you move that to capital.
$15 million over here in capital?
10 to capital. 10 to capital. 5 of that recurring, 5 from.
And then
so
10 one
Come
time?
up from our.
10, so it's 10 one time.
Yeah, that way you'll shrink that fund
So
balance.
that allows us next year to have 5 to play with to continue to give
What's the-
reasonable raises.
So we're moving
Is
10
there
total
rules?
to capital.
Yeah, 10 to capital, 5 to,
General fund.
that way it'll make a 5.
But we're talking like 5 from debt services, 5 from the unassigned fund balance, we're moving those to capital.
It'll basically move 5 million over to the general fund from debt service, 10 million over to capital, so you're gonna have $15 million worth of revenue.
Correct, just where that's coming from,
Right.
clarifying
Right.
the buckets.
Are there rules on capital fund? Can we get it out again, or do we have to follow rules to
It's
get
to
it
be spent on
out?
capital
It
projects.
has to be capital.
Has to be a capital.
If we need a
project.
school, can we get it from, we can get it from there too?
Yes.
Okay.
You can get about any
Use it for anything you
capital.
want to, and it's not maintenance of effort.
No, it's gotta be
Which is why
capital.
we're doing it this way.
Now go over debt service and shrink that revenue by $10 million, Bethany, on the,
Yes.
About 10?
by 10, I'm sorry, 15.
How long can we leave it in capital fund? Is there any limits?
No,
You can leave it indefinitely.
Well, then why were we even concerned about what was in debt services?
because we're trying to max out debt service. And debt service,
I mean, we said we were worried it's too high, we're gonna get
yeah, because.
ding, so we could always move it.
Yeah, that's right, but we wanna move that 10 million over, but. so
But
that's-
we don't wanna move too much in case
We don't wanna move-
we gotta,
You don't wanna move it all into recurring, because that hits your maintenance of effort. We wanna do 5 million this year. I think we'll do probably 4.5, 5 million this year, then we'll need a little bit.
for
less.
maintenance of effort.
Yeah, if we move it to the general fund, with all these things, that's all
It's
maintenance of
recurring.
effort, it's recurring. Instead, we put it in the capital,
It's
which is one
permanent.
time.
Mhm.
And so then we have 5 million to play with next year to do this again.
Well, let's go back and look at debt
These guys
service.
whole.
Let's go back and look at debt service
We
real
actually be able to do
quickly.
it, because it won't be as big of a percent next year, so it'll be,
We're playing catch up.
we're playing
Well,
catch up.
look at your-
We'll get
Just
2
as long
million.
as the
Debt service
economy
schedule.
rides us
We
out.
thought that in 2028 though, not gonna lie.
How much debt do we actually have for the county coming up next year? Which one's the county debt? General? To general, we'll go down to the total, go on down. Go on down where it's interest and principal, keep going down.
And while you're on this, we got
Go back.
citizens that watch this. Could you tell them how much money we owe, principal and interest?
Okay, well, just.
Because everybody asks me all the time.
I'll tell them
Could you
in
just
principle.
like do that for everybody?
Yeah, just a second.
And then we need to get back to actually getting through here.
Can you find out how much that number is? And, that number is right now. So we have 5.6 million that's actually county debt. Okay.
Because we're not counting resource authority.
Resources
different,
pays
yeah.
us back, right?
Right.
Okay, just go up and I'll tell them the amounts just real quick. Our actual total as of June 30, 2024, our total principal is $258,275,000.
And what's principal plus interest?
That's the principal, going down. The interest is $64,058,951 going down. And the total is $322,333,951.
$330 a month.
And you gotta remember, 13 million of that's coming back from the Resource Authority. That's their debt that we basically conduited for them.
So let's continue to mush here.
We hope it does.
All right, so have we closed out,
Look if it doesn't.
so we've closed out registered, did we close out registered deeds?
I don't know that we did. I don't think
I
so.
think we figured we couldn't
No.
do
There's
it.
not much, so I don't know that there's much to change, and it wouldn't make that much of a difference anyway, right?
No, it's not that much money.
Their overall budget for the registered deeds is actually decreased.
Yeah, so I mean, so let's green that one. Now we're at the trustee.
Skipped
I mean, it's,
archives.
the long and short of this is that we got $2 million,
Skipped
to find,
archives.
maybe 2.5, and we're gonna have to find it largely between
Yeah, I don't-
sheriff, EMS, and highway. I mean, that's where the bulk of this is gonna come
Yep.
Can we do it a day I'm not
What's
with a
that?
headache?
from.
Can you project
No,
that?
I'm going by, you
Yeah,
can do. you
usually
can do
always
archives.
not.
Do archives.
16th there.
Sorry.
And the 17th,
I'm going down this.
I think,
Beth,
yeah.
just pick the next one.
I'd like to bunt. What do we say, trustee?
No, archives, sorry.
Oh my goodness, archives, okay.
I'm going down this list, she's going down the spreadsheet.
43, Terry.
Thank you.
I offered to result
I know that y'all are gonna say this is off topic, but I think it's a significant issue. In archives, in the past, I listened to your budget hearing last year. We actually had a department that actually wanted money to clean out their stuff in archives. In the back of the archives, we have a legal issue. We have court documents back there. I asked the clerk and master if he'd move out of the old courthouse. We have documents out there that need to be more secure. People
Yes.
can break in during the day. We have unsecure court documents in there of minors and court cases and stuff that really needs to be
They do.
put in a secure place as soon as possible. And if we don't have moving money somewhere or somebody taking
All right, so let's
responsibility,
add-
it needs
let's
to
add,
go.
You know, $2,500 in moving money. Let's not talk about stuff, let's do stuff.
Well, hang on
Yeah.
a second. John, the court documents in the back of the archives building, is that something you were gonna have the maintenance guys do with inmates? Or,
We really haven't discussed that.
okay.
I
Is that,
think right now the focus is getting all of the stuff out of the old courthouse, and from juvenile, all of that there, and then we'll talk about this all this archive stuff.
okay.
So it's in the back,
Yeah.
and when I
I know
talked
what
about,
you're
yeah,
talking
you know what I'm
about.
talking about.
Yeah,
And-
it's just
and
there's nothing on the radar screen.
And
as
Bonnie
of
was
now.
even saying she doesn't have cameras back there, and, yeah,
No, it's unsecured. I mean, it's locked, but there's really.
it's a garage door,
It's,
yeah.
you know, it's as secured as what they're putting on the fourth floor in the new.
I think it has to be like chain link fences that lock around like chain link.
Well, some of it, but some of it's
Yeah,
just along the
just
walls.
just as soon as we could,
I know
that's all. You know, I see it.
Some of them have lockers.
I mean, we can build money into moving and if we
But
donate.
a budget to move that would be good.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I'm asking for. I'm
Because
asking for money
it's-
to move that.
Yeah, I think we're running out of bandwidth on our maintenance guys. They're pretty busy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm asking for right now, is money to move. So Matt was saying, do you have money to move that, or how much do you need to move that? We wanna move that.
I don't know. I can look at that and come
Can you
back
tell
on
us on the
16th.
16th? So we can get those,
I can get you a number on the 16th.
those court files secure,
Where's Matt at?
I don't know.
not here.
We do need to mention this one thing. This is we're calling it director, but there's only one direct person that answers, and this office only works 8 to 4:30, so I really doubt there's any overtime. So, back to the same discussion, if we're considering them an exempt department head, they're gonna have to make 58,656. The easiest thing to do on this one's to turn them into an hourly person, because I really doubt they're working overtime.
I'm sure you're right.
Bonnie,
Oh, okay.
We need to
Julie.
let me repeat that, Matt. Under the wage and hour, this is a department head with one department, an 8 to 4:30 operation. So I really doubt they're working a lot of overtime. So the question being is, do you want to move them to that 58,656, or do you want to have those as hourly employee? And basically, she just tracks her hours,
What's cheaper?
her tracker hours.
Hours.
We change her to an hourly employee over here in Kronos and track her
All
hours.
right, do it that way then.
So how does that affect their pay?
None at
It
all.
doesn't.
We just leave her where she's at and track her hourly work.
It doesn't, well, that's not gonna mess with benefits or anything like that.
No.
Okay.
The only difference
leave
is
her
if we
exempt,
don't
we
do
don't take
that,
it.
she
Have
gets
her-
an $8,000 raise.
Have her track her, yeah.
More than that, she
What?
$13,000 raise.
Yeah, more.
She's already got some, so, all right.
So if we budget an amount to move those court documents, that really the court should be paying for it, not archives.
What do you think pays for the?
Well, no, we wouldn't put it in archives, we would put it in the courthouse and building,
Okay.
or county building.
No, I know it's all the same here.
All right, so are we good with the archives? We need to do operating costs?
Yeah,
Uh,
I think they're saving more than they're spending on that.
Yeah, I don't think we need to do anything. They were net negative, so.
Yeah,
What page is archives on?
43.
Archives.
Her phone expenditures need to be added in,
How much are they?
$69 a month currently.
So, yeah, 69.
$750 a year.
There you go. 700, yeah, there you
I
go.
put it in,
Oh, you already put it in?
yeah.
Okay, so are we good with this one?
And
Yeah.
then her
Let's read this
electricity,
one.
we will get her electricity over there with that other item.
Well, you have one page in there twice.
What's
I
that?
put a note on the side about the phone, the new phone system.
She just added.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, she just
No,
added.
you're good.
What is it?
So now we're good for registered deeds.
Okay.
We did register,
Oh.
assessor,
County trustees.
assessors next.
Yeah, trustee, sorry, my bad. Or I guess we need assessor, then we'll do trustee. I'm
So which was it, what do you want?
Assessor. I'm
Assessor.
sorry.
45.
I'm looking at this
45,
sheet.
good bless you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, assessor of property, remember we were gonna come back and look at the state statute for number of employees. Did we get that done?
We didn't get it, I don't know that we got an answer for it. Did you get an answer for that, David? We did not get an answer? Well, so until we do, I mean, look, first, let's just do our normal thing. We don't know what we don't know, let's do a market check and just go.
Is it on here?
I can tell you what something I want to cut in the next meeting, is that $80,000 for trucks.
Yeah, agreed. Cut those trucks,
Let's go ahead and pull that off.
cut the trucks,
That's gonna start there.
cut the trucks.
So I would like to, I'm not disagreeing with cutting the trucks. I'd like to look at our fleet for the county.
Yeah.
Yeah, David's gonna
We
do
already, we talked about that yesterday.
Yeah,
We're getting
but we
a little
might
bit-
like switch them out something better if they're driving
We can-
everywhere. You know, we can work
Yeah.
on that.
Let's
General
go to-
ops,
Let's go to,
Take
let's
that.
go to,
something else.
let's go to salary
Imagine you're
back,
gonna be
back to
finding out
salary.
The vehicles?
Can we get, so property assessor, clerk's one.
Sorry, I haven't been.
Sandblaster.
You're better than me.
I'm looking, I don't
Market's
see it.
45.
What page is that?
Market's 45.
Yep.
What
So
page?
they're already,
What page, Jeremy?
Some of these guys know we're.
Oh, there it is, see it. Page
Some of these
3.
guys are Really,
okay.
so I think you need to go to the senior ones.
There's no identification for it.
What page is it? What page is it?
3.
Page 3, but there's no, all we have is the median,
Yeah,
not
they're
the
all
70,
median.
10 year, that's all we have.
That means they don't provide anything except for total median.
So they're
That means it's what everybody, no
So
matter how many years makes on
I'm
average.
seeing real appraisers, so you're talking about their clerks are at 45, I mean, they're above, I mean, they're there with, we gotta be fair, they're there with COLA,
Yes.
with the exception of this person, who probably needs that. They're there with COLA.
That one just started
Yeah, just
last month.
March
Yeah.
24th.
So, I mean, I would maybe, cut that one to like $500, and the rest of them, it looks to me like they go away. We're saying we're doing market, it goes both directions.
Yep, I agree.
Yep.
Does anybody?
And they're
understand?
still above market there a bit, so.
Does anybody understand the $15,000 bump in postage?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
reappraisal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta
Reappraisal.
send it out.
Just.
You know that thing, that thing you got that everybody wants to kill us for?
Yeah,
That costs
okay.
money.
That was, okay.
The freak outlet.
You guys have to pay for things around here.
Do we have to pay for return? Like when it comes
I don't
back, do
have
we
any
pay?
idea. Let's
I
keep
don't think
going.
so. That'd be a
Okay.
David question, but I don't think so.
Let's, deputy clerks,
And then we got the 2 part-time.
Yeah, all those are.
scroll down a little bit. So the only thing that bothers me about this, and will you ask him to check on this? The only thing that bothers me, is he labeling all of these as just clerks? Does he have any?
Yeah, he has appraisers and.
Does he have, where's his?
They're
appraisal?
down there. He
Okay.
doesn't have a chief deputy though.
All right.
Are we getting
That's-
this right, Mayor? I mean, it is your department in the past. Are we getting this, are we reading these right?
I mean, y'all have the market numbers.
No, I mean, Matt's question was, are all those positions the same that were deputy 1?
No, they're not all the same.
Well,
ones in
where's,
twos.
I mean, what I'm looking
Are
for
they-
is
are they
appraisers,
appraisers is what he
or any of
meant.
those appraisers.
Which ones are appraisers?
That I don't know, I've never seen it all labeled that way.
Because an appraiser is different. Will you make a note to ask him to
See,
comment?
well, here's your field man.
Field men would be appraisers.
Those are your appraisers? Okay, so these guys are actually look like they're way under market potentially.
So we're looking at them for the
You're talking
real
about the-
property appraisal?
Yeah.
You get your,
Yes.
so the real property appraiser, you can get your personal property appraiser, your commercial.
So,
Is that commercial and residential?
The personal, yeah, they handle the business personal property.
You may wanna look at the years of tenure on some of those too. Cause like that one that was 1996 that you had as personnel. So if these
We
were-
come back tomorrow?
Huh?
Do this tomorrow.
I'm so done.
Oh, I can do that today.
I could, but the work's not good. I could do another day, but the work's not good.
so are these field men all
They're all appraisers.
appraisers?
Yeah.
So they're okay, the ones at 40, so these guys at 56 are above market, is what it looks like. These guys are at 44, but they're brand new, they're a little below market, but I kinda understand that. I mean, this actually.
Well, you look at the 56, they've been there since 2007. So that you've got the longevity with that one.
To be honest, with the exception of this person, they're at market with COLA, maybe a little bit low. I don't know that we would wanna get rid of all this, but I think we wanna reduce it a little bit.
Okay.
Do we wanna maybe just divide those in half, each of them? It's probably the simplest way to do it. I think if we divided these, so like this one become 2,000.
This times 0.5.
Yeah, just multiply by 0.5 for all. I think that gets us, they're still a little bit above market, but I understand the longevity of it, so.
Can I ask, 911, what do we pay? They have a GIS, right?
That's different, I think.
Is it different?
Yeah, that's more like a.
In my head, GIS and
It's like
GIS.
Oh, they're more like an IT position, I think.
Yeah, more, mapping.
Who else maps? Didn't somebody else map?
Not that I'm aware of.
No?
No, all the mapping's done through the assessor's office.
Just the assessor and the 911?
We do the base mapping.
Okay.
Maybe not even expect
Let's, so we already did their capital, we already changed it. Was there anything else we needed to do in capital, or, we needed to do operations?
So, just to make a note, we're gonna come back after we check the statute.
Yeah, he's got a note there with it.
Yeah, he has stuff in capital, he has some vehicles.
They already
We
took those
removed
out.
the vehicles
We
already.
removed it.
Yeah.
I asked to.
Yeah, we removed the vehicles.
Did they get moved?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that it?
That's the
I
first thing I
thought you
did.
guys asked me if there was anything in capital.
His phones need to be increased.
Maybe instead of Ken giving that truck to the sheriff's office, we can give it to the assessor.
Listen, we'll figure it out.
We gotta have a moment of relief here, come on.
What's happening?
His
What
phone
is she
needs to
doing?
be adjusted.
I wanna give
Can you
Ken's
add
truck
Can you add the
to the
phone?
assessor's office instead of the sheriff's office. Never mind, let's
You
just
mean the
make.
Bearcat?
Yeah, that's.
The assessor might need it.
Bulletproof, right?
That's true.
Bulletproof, right?
They pull up an ambulance station property, you might say,
He might need to make that his personal vehicle.
About a 50 caliber machine gun
You did
on
make
the
that
top
was
with it.
So that makes sense, cause they just did a lot. I mean, honestly, this looks reasonable.
You just looking at their operating budget?
Yeah. And I mean, some of these increases, especially on like printing materials and stuff like that.
Gasoline.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that's what it is.
what it is.
What is that?
All right, are we good to green this one? I think we green this one. Let's go.
Why do they have 4,000 for furniture and pictures? I'm sorry, that was just, did we get that asked yet?
No.
Oh, gosh, yeah, what
Can
is
you
that?
use
Is
the
this
ask-
another new employee?
no, they didn't get a new, or ask for a new employee.
No.
I'm just saying, is this like,
Where are we at now?
This is Cindy, right?
no,
No.
what,
I
what's
was asking
the,
about the 4,000.
yeah, what's the 4,000? That's just,
I don't
Have
know.
new furniture and years.
Chairs.
Just,
Yeah, they needed to get some new furniture, some new chairs. Yeah, they haven't replaced any
I'm
of
not
that
gonna-
forever.
Somebody
That's-
mentioned
that's
chairs,
fine.
wasn't he?
Yeah.
all right, let's do the county, let's do trustee.
What page are we trusting?
Boom.
46, I got the page.
You already got it. And the salaries are on the board.
What's
Bigger screen.
their market? Terry, were you find it already?
Chief deputy says 89,232.
What page?
30.
No, right here. Oh, you're on three. Oh, I see it.
Ooh, Chief Deputy, 89.
89.
Yeah,
What we
you
got?
my portion of the
Ooh.
Where we at?
She's got
Well,
her
but
at
the
78.
deputy clerk trustee's office, so the chief deputy is, where's,
It's right there, the 78.
yeah, so they're a little under, but we need, to. I mean,
But
we need to
wait,
give
this,
them all
the
this.
Chief Deputy Trustee, is that Cindy's position?
No,
But then
chief
the
deputy
deputy-
is her chief deputy.
She's, okay, so
The top.
but where's she on here?
Who?
trustee.
I mean, so I'm saying, is Cindy the 89?
No,
No, it's 128. Cindy's 128.
The
yeah.
128?
She's looking on the,
I'm looking on the
No, she's not
comparison.
on that page. I don't
Because that's
know.
what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that this is reading that this line, the Chief Deputy Trustee is Cindy.
No, she would
But-
be her chief deputy.
And I understand, but where's Cindy then, if that's the case?
I don't think they're all on there, to be honest.
You gotta think a lot of those elected officials, a lot of those have a lot more longevity than 14 year olds.
I think they're set, ain't they,
But
Beth?
yet it doesn't bring the
Aren't the
salary
elected
up
officials
really
set
big.
by something else?
yeah.
Yeah.
she'll say.
No, I mean, I think they're probably trying to bring it in line. I mean,
Those are pretty well
probably
aligned.
not. Honestly, these are pretty close. I would probably, they're a couple of them are a little high, but you know, October '06, December '09.
So let's talk about her new position she's bringing on, line 17. And this is the
That's a
same thing.
vacant, it's not a new position,
Oh,
it's just vacant.
It's
They
vacant.
haven't been, that's probably why they bumped it way up. They
So-
hadn't been able to fill it, right?
Well, the thing is it's exactly the same situation as I was talking to Deputy Craddock about. We're funding a position. We're actually funding a new position, or a step 2, or a step 3, or a step 4. What is what does she need in her org chart? Does she need a new employee? Does she need a hire? It's just,
She has it
we're not
listed
really
as
budget.
deputy trustee.
Look, if she
Probably
says,
somebody works in the front.
It gets it in line with the others.
if she says that's what you need, that's what Mr. Hyde and I were just speaking about. Like,
Yeah.
It's a big bump, but all it does, what's
Is it
probably
puts it in
happening-
lines with the other salaries.
And what's probably happened is they hadn't been able to fill it, because who in here wants to work for
They're
$30,000?
what were they doing in there?
So,
I'm good to go.
yeah, all right, let's rock and roll. I think we're good here.
It's been vacant a while.
Was there no question for trustee, we're keeping it as is?
Oh, I don't know.
I didn't. I think my trustee.
Oh, trustee, we didn't get to look at trustee operating. Mr. Mansfield's still looking for it.
Page.
We're going to it now, page 46.
I think, aren't those,
Some of this
something to
is
do with the
related.
reappraisal too? Yeah.
That's what it just did.
Some of it is.
Let me see if there's anything that jumps out at me. Yeah, that guy did our data processing.
Only 7,000 of that is for the reappraisal.
Can we then add 7 and,
She wants 7,000 more, or you already
No,
added?
it's
No,
already
it's in
in
there.
I don't, man, that's like way up.
Yeah, it's
What are you talking about?
$25,000 up.
Part of it's to do when they changed to the state system, they picked up $20,000.
Yeah, because we had to do an
Maybe you
appropriation.
guys did a mid-year appropriation because they picked up some stuff from the state.
Oh, I remember that now.
What did they pick up? What do you mean?
It was
They
to
do
do
like a
with-
$20,000 appropriation.
It was to do with the, when they drop the data to the state has to do stuff to get it back into their billing system. Whereas we were on the old, system, we switched to the state system, there's a fee for that, the other one didn't.
Is it an ongoing fee or a one-time fee?
It's every year fee.
So we're like, the state's doing something for us.
They take the data and they make it fit their specifications and they charge for it. My understanding, yeah, they charge the assessor and the trustee, because she didn't know about it, that's why she came back last month, was it 18,000, I
Think so.
Annual or monthly?
A year.
Annual. It's a one time.
Yeah, I think it's that appropriation she has for to pay for that bill. It was in that line up there. That's 18,000, I don't know what the rest of it is.
Well,
I'm gonna ask her.
her software,
Went up.
her, no, but it's normally around 18 or 20.
I know it went up 32, it's only 18's that one, so I don't know.
7 of it,
What are we talking about?
We're talking about data
7 of it, she
processing.
says, for reappraisal.
On county trustee, page 46.
So she's saying 18?
It's up 32 grand
7 more in the county?
from 25, it's from 25 to
I'm going to
57.
ask her.
It stinks.
Or I can call her on the cell phone.
It
Let me
does.
call her and ask her what it is.
Yeah, why don't you? And then we won't have to ever think about it again.
Good Lord, I got all the controls up.
We can smell it right here, me and Don.
What is that? That's what it says, it's named for popcorn, I think, in the paper. It smells like.
They're gonna be mad. Oh, man, something's burning.
Hey, I'm down here at Budget and they're asking about your data processing services. And I know it went up 18,000 for the state thing we got from the assessor, and then 7,000 the man has got noted here for the reappraisal. What's the other, 7,000 here for? What for ego? Ego's going up, 7,000?
Remember that time I burned popcorn in our office?
The building's probably on fire again.
So, hey, while we're
Because
up,
it's up 32,000, that's what
I
we're
one time
asking.
I burned popcorn in our
It went from 25 to 70,
I need to get home, don't let us burn up next to that.
Appraisal, that, the Eco-
Yeah, go figure it out.
There's 7 more, that's what I'm saying.
Could be the elevator again.
I hope not.
You just upstairs.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's reappraised, we won't go on the number that much, you know.
Except the alarm's going off.
So it's based on the number of.
The alarm was
parcels.
going off and y'all just,
can we go ahead,
We'll
let's
go
go ahead and
some.
move on here. So let's just put a note and we can fix this in a minute, and let's continue.
Hey, Matt, she said the 18,000 from the state's based on the number of parcels, so it's gonna go up. The 7,000 is for reappraisal, and then also eGov, her vendors said they're going up, but haven't told her the amount, so they put in 7s and then. All right, thank you, Miss Sandy.
All right, so just leave it as is.
Nope, I think that's it.
All right, leave as is. Can we green this one? I think we green this one.
Yeah, I don't know that there's anything to do
All right,
with it.
circuit, let's do these, courts, circuit court. All right, so let's do some markets.
So you
That's the third person too.
Page 30.
looks like their start page, there's like, they got a court clerk 1 and a court clerk 2.
So they're a little, they are a little above. They are slightly above. the court clerk's one. Court clerk ones, I mean, it looks to me, and I know they're kinda all over the place. I think those need to be, I mean, they're close. I think if you dropped them by about $1,000 each, it'd probably be
Some
all
of
right.
them are, oh,
Yeah, but even then, they're still above.
no, I was saying some are above. Sorry. I didn't get all that.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking back a little bit, so it's okay to be a bit above it, but
I think that
they're still gonna be above this slightly.
1,000 would be good.
Yeah, I think we
A16 and
We dropped
49.
them, what?
drop each of these to make, I mean, all of these, just drop them each to 1,000, so you're a little more now.
I thought we were starting.
And they'll still be above market. Barely.
What was market? I don't have y'all's.
We're doing 662, but it's really looking, you know, 662. So, being a little more, all right.
No, that's okay.
And those are,
Making notes.
yeah. Now, the court clerk's two, so some of the,
So we're gonna need to go back up.
oh, no, well, yeah, okay, it's okay. That was just talking about the court clerk's one,
Yeah, I didn't know that.
sorry.
Yeah, I was
Sorry.
wondering what.
Sorry, yeah, I was just talking about the court clerk one.
It's 41,000.
Yeah.
Should be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Court clerk 2 is 48.
Yeah, the court clerk two are the ones that some of these need to actually go up.
Well, they're getting something, they're getting a little chunk, so.
Yeah, I mean, most of them are in a good spot. A couple of them look like they might be. I mean, I guess that one's there because she's so new, she's so new. So that's okay.
They're getting a nice little boost.
I think court clerk twos are probably about right. You could do the twos, and like, let's do 1,000s and 2,000s. So do the court clerk twos, 2,000. So 1,000s and 2,000s. It's gonna be a little bit of a haircut, but there'll still be a little close to market. Right at it, maybe a little above.
What about the supervisors?
So that's a deputy clerk, and they're, I mean, that's good leadership, whoever that is who's saying that. I'm not gonna take much, because the closest thing I see to it is a chief one, and it's 82,000, so.
That's like your chief deputies, there's usually one of those.
Yeah. So yeah, they're chief deputies. No, that's about right. That's about right. Supervisor general sessions. That's about right. I don't have an exact, it's probably about right.
Clerical.
I mean, closest thing to that's like admin. That doesn't look high to me. I mean, I don't know that we have much that's under 40,000 anymore. I would probably leave that alone. Yeah.
What about those supervisor positions, Matt?
The supervisors, we're kind of right on, so there's two different types here. The deputy, we're below, I think we're at 79 and they're at 82, but it's close enough. Then they have these other supervisor positions that are 72. I can't find an exact cross, so I'm tempted to just leave that one alone.
Okay.
So, yeah, there's not an exact thing here. Alrighty. And then asking for a new one, I mean, do we need? Did we get an answer as to what they needed that new position for?
She said because the new judge has to have a clerk
Mhm.
dedicated to him, she could give up one out of her office because they had full duties
So we
already.
probably need to fill that. All right, that's fine. Okay. Operating
And
costs? Okay.
let me ask you, I couldn't see it. Does the new deputy or the new employee make the same as the
No, no.
So how's that? I mean, you're gonna bring somebody in?
No, the new employee, like the newer employees.
Like,
Oh, I see.
line 43 is more than some of the others above that.
Yeah, so yeah, you're right. So let's pull that down to like 40,000. Good eye. Unless, well, I mean, you could argue if they're gonna try to find they may want the wiggle room in case they're gonna find somebody who's more,
So this is a clerk 2.
yeah, so 46 is probably.
The others are clerk 2s and they,
Some of them are 47.
I mean, and they've been there a while, so I wouldn't pay this new person.
Yeah, but what if they find somebody with a lot of tenure?
Well, then maybe, you know what? If we gave them as big as budget as they could go find the best employee in the world, maybe they could go find a $200,000 employee. I mean, you know, it's what the contribution that they're making to the
44
court.
probably.
All right, so we'll go to 44. I'm good with that. Go to 44. So, let's do capital.
Does she have
What?
capital? No, down like capital.
Okay,
But I had a question.
Operational.
Operational, yeah.
let's go here. Let's see if anything jumps out at me.
New building for
I think that was supposed to be
square
related,
foot.
wasn't it?
Legal
Cheaper
services.
than the rent.
Yeah. I thought
they said they were pulling those out.
I think you said pull those out earlier.
Yeah, pull those out.
Flat out.
That can go away. Scroll down. Keep scrolling. I think that's.
So I was wondering what the maintenance agreement was.
How?
It'll be your copiers.
Yeah.
Is that copiers?
They came
That's what
down.
he said.
Lot
We
of
had a phone call.
A lot
I love
of
we
what
put
was
it
paid
there.
out.
We ready to green this one?
Copiers.
Good on this one?
Yeah.
All right. Circuit court's good. Let's do general sessions. Let's do 3. I feel like this one's probably pretty on the money. Can we
I
just,
think that we should look
I was gonna
because,
say, can we just look at general one? at
yeah,
one?
because she said that he pays his people more
Can we
or
just look at
something.
one and cross-reference and
There
make
they
sure
are.
we're internally consistent? I agree. So they're at 70 and 51. What's she at? 60 and 61. So, I mean, they're she's just paying him more equally. He's got, added together, it's the same.
Now, is these the ones that, no, his was in recovery, the one about the grant and the other and
Yes.
swapping them back and
That's
forth?
right.
That's
That's
recovery.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like,
So this is Judge Blanton's
Yeah.
assist, is it, we're
It's
talking
good to
about
be
the
a judge.
administrative, right?
yeah, I mean, if you look at them together.
70 and 50.
121, the other's gonna be 121, close to it, 122. I mean, she just distributes it differently. And that's her choice to make.
It is.
So,
They share the same responsibilities
They're pretty
perhaps.
close.
I mean,
Is their time different though? Yeah, their time's quite a bit different.
And they're the same in
96.
One is been there
total.
since 96.
In 1996 is quite a bit of difference between those other ones.
But
yeah,
this-
that's true.
This is what they
It's
asked
only
for,
9
In the
years.
middle of the two.
Well, 9
But-
years, quite a bit of pay difference, yeah.
Yeah,
but that's what they
it's a
asked
long
for,
time.
and they're
I
in
mean,
total
well, I mean, this
together.
kind of makes sense, because Ron's are on the ends and keys are in the middle. I mean,
I think their salary's kind of matched now.
yeah, I think they're about right. I
Because of
say,
the timing
leave it,
difference.
I just leave it as it is.
Sounds good.
I'm good.
All right. Here we go. I don't think there's much operating. I'm good with operating. She didn't have anything big. All right, we can green that one. Awesome, now we're moving. Okay, we did recover. Let's do chancery court.
He did the 6%.
Yeah.
Clerk and master. So they don't have a lot of that really detail.
He did more than 6 for 2 of them.
I think it really.
Yeah, it's more than 6.
Yes, sir.
Is he on the comparison sheet?
No, I don't know that he has, do we have a direct comparison?
No, they just have in their, court clerks, that's what I'm saying, without a paid-for study, then it won't have that kind of detail.
So, I mean,
It's kind of the same
but
thing.
I mean, I would think like if it's clerk 1 or clerk 2, right? I mean, that's probably.
Same
close
thing.
to it. And they're close. I actually think they're close. Maybe we could reduce some of the, I think they're close even without the COLA. I mean, maybe we don't pull it all out, but I think we can. So,
So,
the chief deputy, the other one was at like, well, he's been there a long, he or she's been there a long time, so. Let's pull that one to 5, yeah, let's pull that to
This
5.
one?
Clerk promotion. It says change report, so. Change. $8.20 on the salary.
The others, I think, you can do that with the
It is on
3,
page 52.
and the others all go to 1. And you're still in there. Somebody, Terry, will you spot check me on that?
oh,
Now, what I'm using as comparison is, clerks, is the upper end of, clerk 2.
So the clerk 1 should be less than the clerk 2s.
Correct. But they all should all be on the upper end because they've all been there.
Okay, well, the first clerk 1 at 46,689 is one of the newest employees.
and then, you know, when you talk about they've been there, if you wanna say they've been there for a while, let's make sure that we're taking everything into consideration, cause I know I am.
Yeah.
If you look at line 13 and you say, okay, they're 81, they've been there for a while, but we also give them another 2,100 on top of that.
So
I mean, I'm not saying
Yeah, I
reduce
mean,
it, but I'm saying
like,
we already
you're-
give them more because they've been there a
So
while.
actually, you're right about these two, right? Like these two, this one, like I would pull that 1,000 off of there. Like that's
Awful. This
on
one?
line 16, yeah. Like why is that?
Cause it's the same as line 12.
Yeah. I don't.
I mean, I'm not saying either one are right or wrong,
But I
but
mean,
that's
we're
what's
paying
up.
this one more and they've been there shorter time.
Yeah,
So
but maybe, again, back to what I'm saying, maybe
Well,
they're,
they can- look,
maybe
at
they're
the
more
end of the day, At the end of
productive.
the day, he can move around within a line item. So let's just make that,
Zero it out.
Busted up.
well, make it like 500. I mean, I hate to just,
Well, he's already getting cost of living increase.
and you know, he's gonna be able to move around within that line item how he wants to do it. Yeah, I just leave it like that. They can change it. Okay, anything on, operating?
I haven't found the page. Page?
It is.
Click, 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 click. Oh my gosh, it's,
Small number.
yeah, what page?
That's fine.
There's the circuit clerk. This clerk thing's even harder.
It is 52.
52.
Oh, 55,000. 55,000 more, that seems like.
Most of that's in salary and benefits.
All right, then, that's fine.
This is Chancery Court.
Page 52.
Yeah.
I don't have any
There, I didn't
problems.
see anything in there, I think we can read that one out. Do we want to take a 5-minute break?
Yeah.
5-minute break.
I'm overdue going home.
And we should be able to get through all the salaries in the next hour, I'm hoping.
4:35.
I know.
Minus maybe sheriffs and EMS.